Hello there. Um, so I just did a Led Zeppelin primer. I'm gonna do a Metallica one now. So, so yeah, Metallica. They've been one of my favorite bands for a while. Not much to say. Let's start out with Kill 'Em All. Not their best album. Um, but me personally, I really like it. Has a lot of my favorites on it. I mean, in my opinion, this is a 5-star album, but in reality, it's probably 4-star. But you can tell they were still developing in this album. But you know, in my book, it's the my I enjoyed a lot. In my book, it's 5-star. You know, Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, Motor Breath, Jump in the Fire, Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, Whiplash, Phantom Lord, No Remorse, Seek and Destroy, and Metal Militia. All those are great songs. Uh, let's move on to Ride the Lightning, their second album. This is a better album. It has a few songs I'm sick of on it though, but Fight Fire with Fire is one of my favorite Metallica songs, and Ride the Lightning. Uh, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Yeah, I still like that one. Fade to Black. It's a great song. I'm not that tired of it, but it's one of those I get it songs. Trapped Under Ice and Escape are very underrated, I would say. Especially Escape. I think it's a really good song. Creeping Death is sort of one of the I get it songs. I've heard it enough times. Don't need to hear it much anymore, but I still will, of course. And Call of Cthulhu, people say it's the best instrumental, or this and Orion. You'll see what my favorite instrumental is, but it's still, this is a great album. Not my favorite, but it's better than the last one. Uh, yeah, I have to give this 5 stars. Uh, Not all of these get 5 stars. Move that out of the way. Here we get Master of Puppets. This is known as their best album. It's probably the best Cliff album. The albums with Cliff. You get Battery, which is awesome, and Master of Puppets. You know, I've listened to that song enough. I don't need to hear it again. Kind of got sick of that one. The Thing That Should Not Be. I like that. Welcome Home Sanitarium. Yeah, I've heard quite enough of that song. Disposable Heroes might be the best song on the album. Leper Messiah, like that. Orion. People say this is probably the second best instrumental. Close second. And then Call of Cthulhu, third best, I guess. Damage Incorporated is a cool song too. I mean, this gets a 5 out of 5, but I mean, it has a couple of songs I'm really sick of. Like Master of Puppets and Sanitarium are sometimes a drag to get through. because they're so long and I've heard them so many times. But I like the rest of the songs. Uh, Here's what I think. No, it's not what I think. It's what is the best album, Justice for All. And I have this on vinyl too. Uh, oh, and I have the T-shirt of it. Hey, you know what? And I have the cassette. I've got it all. Yeah, got the T-shirt, the CD, the cassette, and the vinyl. That was probably a weird silence there. I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, yeah, this is a great album. Blackened and Justice for All, Eye of the Beholder, One, Short of Straw, Harvester of Sorrow, Bright Ends of Sanity, the best instrumental, To Live Is to Die, and Dyer's Eve. Perfect album. It gets 5 out of 5. Really not much to say. It's perfect all the way through. I think the production's awesome. People don't like the production. It makes them sound heavier. You know, Gone is the polished 80s production of the last two albums. Kill 'Em All had a raw production. Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets were a bit too polished, but this, I like the sound of this, and you can hear the bass in some parts of it. I don't know why people are deaf, I guess. Yeah, that's their peak, I would say. And then you get the Black Album. I kind of make fun of this album a lot, but there's some good songs in there. I mean, I've had it with Enter Sandman. Like, I'm done with that song. Sad But True, I like that. Holier Than Thou, I like that. The Unforgiven, played out, but it's better than Enter Sandman. Wherever I May Roam, I kind of like that one still. Don't Tread on Me, that's one of the better songs. Through the Never, ugh, I'm so done with Nothing Else Matters. Skip. All the hipsters like that one. You know, the hipsters kind of ruined some of these songs for me. Like Nothing Else Matters in particular. Like when I hear that song, all I can think of is the dumb hipsters that pretend to like Metallica and say Nothing Else Matters is their favorite song. So that song got ruined for me. Of Wolf and Men, I like that. It's awesome. God That Failed, I love that. My Friend of Misery, I like that. Probably goes on a bit, but it's okay. Struggle Within, I like that too. See, there's good songs in here. There's just a couple songs I've just had it with. I'll give this 4 out of 5 stars. It's not perfect, but you know, it's a important album for them. It got them. It boosted their success. I mean, Justice for All boosted their success with One, but Black Album really did. Then we get Load. I kind of have a soft spot for this one. I mean, this is probably the low point in their career, like the lowest point. Like, you can't just like an album just because they cut their hair or dress differently. Even though they kind of look ridiculous in some pictures. This had some good songs on it. Ain't My Bitch, I like that. 2x4, The House That Jack Built, probably could have been halved. Until It Sleeps, King Nothing, Hero of the Day. I mean, there's a bunch of great songs on here. Bleeding Meat, that could probably be cut down a bit. And then we get to the mediocre point in the album that I don't care for, really. Cure, Poor Twisted Meat, See, these songs aren't very memorable. Like Poor Twisted Me, Wasting My Hate is okay, but it just sounds too much like Ain't My Bitch. Uh, Mama Said, that's a really good song, Mama Said. And I don't like country really, but Mama Said's a really good song. Uh, and it's their country song. Thorn Within, boring. See, some of these songs I just don't really remember much. They're not very memorable. Like, they could have made a 10-song album and it would have been killer. And maybe cut a bit of some of the songs in half. Outlaw Thorn, I think, is cool. That could probably be cut down a little bit, but still cool. Uh, I think this album would get probably 3.5 stars. You know, when it gets 3 stars, that means it's something I don't really like listening to much. But 3.5 means an album that I like listening to sometimes, but not all the time. But there are some great songs on here. But it could have been halved. Could have made 10 songs out of it. Then we get Reload. Possibly the worst album. I'm not sure. It has some great. I mean, I like Fuel and Memory Remains. Devil's Dance is okay. The Unforgiven 2 is a really good song. It's better than the other Unforgivens. I like Better Than You, even though it's a bit cheesy. Slither. Slither. I don't remember. I remember liking it. Carpentine Baby's okay. Bad Seed, it's okay. Where the Wild Things Are is cool. Prince Charming, Low Man's Lyric is a really good song. Attitude's okay. Fixer, This would probably, I think Load's a better album, but personally, I think this would still get a 3.5. But I think Load's probably a little bit better. Not too bad of an album. Oh, this isn't really an album. Yeah, Garage Inc. This has some cool stuff on it. Yeah, not much to say about this. It has some cool stuff like So What and Last Caress and Whiskey in the Jar and Turn the Page. Am I Evil? Stone Cold Crazy. Yeah, there's stuff on here. I don't know what to rate it. It's just a covers album, but oh boy, not much people are gonna agree with me on this, but Saint Anger. I love Saint Anger. It's one of my top favorite Metallica albums. It's a really good album. It has really good lyrics, some of the best lyrics, and I really like James Hetfield's vocal performance on here. And yes, I do like that loud drum sound that no one else does. I mean, it's Saint Anger. What do you expect? I mean, come on. Frantic is awesome. Saint Anger, I love that. Some Kind of Monster. This is maybe the one song, maybe 2 songs, I don't know, that could have been made a little bit shorter, but, you know, still awesome. I love Dirty Window. I love the Protector, Reflector. I love Invisible Kid. My World's awesome. I love Shoot Me Again. I love Sweet Amber. Unnamed Feelings, a really good song. Purify. And All Within My Hands. Yeah. It gets 5 out of 5. Uh, yeah, I really like this album. Uh, I like hard and heavy stuff, and this album really does it for me. Then you get Death Magnetic. This might be, I don't know, you could argue this is a better album. I mean, most people would say so. Like, 99% of people in the world would say this is a better album. I mean, it's good. Could have been shortened a bit. That Was Just Your Life. It's a really hard and heavy song. It's really good. A bit long, but still cool. The End of the Line. It's cool, but it's a really long. Broken, Beat, and Scarred. Again, pretty kind of long, but cool. The Day That Never Comes. It's good, but it seems like they're trying to redo one or something. That's what it reminds me of. All Nightmare Long. Again, cool, but it's just long, you know? Cyanide. I mean, same thing for Cyanide. The Unforgiven 3, no one likes that song. It's okay. The Judas Kiss. Again, a good song, but long. Suicide and Redemption. I really like the riffs in this, but again, it is long. And My Apocalypse, pretty cool too. Yeah, that's the problem. They could have halved it, or I'm saying that word a lot. It's kind of getting annoying. Could have cut it in half. It'd be really killer. I'd probably give this 3.5 stars. But it's still good to listen to, but every now and again. But I think some of the songs go on a bit too long. And I don't have the Lulu album on CD yet. But actually, I do really like it. I don't know what I'd rate it, but I would rate it highly. I really like it. Some people didn't understand. It's a form of art. You know, you really need to understand a lot of art to really understand that album. It's based on a play, and I think it's a really good album. I don't listen to it all the time, and it does go on a bit in places. It could have been made into a single album. It's not perfect by any means, but it's some of my favorite Lou Reed work too. David Bowie even said it's his masterpiece. So there you go. Yeah, I really like that album. And last, and probably not, I don't know what's least, but you get it. It's Hardwired to Self-Destruct. This suffers the same way as Death Magnetic does. It has some good short songs, but it has some pretty long songs that get repetitive. I like Hardwired. That's one of the best songs they did in a while, probably. And I think it's one of their best songs in general. Atlas Rise probably suffers the same way as a lot of... I mean, I like Atlas Rise. It just goes on a bit. Now That We're Dead, same thing. Moth into Flame, that's a good one. Dream No More, not very memorable. Could have been cut out. I don't get why they put it on 2 discs. It's like 77 minutes. The CD holds 80 minutes, so I don't get it. Yeah, I can do without Dream No More. Halo on Fire. Again, a bit long, but still okay. Confusion, I can do without. Man Unkind. I actually like Man Unkind. It is long and repetitive, but I think it's pretty has a pretty cool groove to it. Here Comes Revenge could be made through a 4-minute song. It's but 7 minutes too repetitive. Murder One's a good song. It's a tribute to Lemmy, and it's a good written song. Nothing wrong with it. And Spit Out the Bone. This is a really long song, like a really long thrash song. It's 7 minutes. It's one of their better long songs, I would say. Even though there's not much going on in it except for it being really fast. Again, this could have been made into a 40-minute album, just like Death Magnetic could have been made to 40-something minutes, but you know, still good to listen. This would probably get the same 3.5, probably. But yeah, Metallica is one of my favorite metal bands. With Black Sabbath and Slayer and Iron Maiden and Pantera, all those guys. Yeah, thanks for watching another one of these primer videos. I think I'm still feeling the spirits to do another one. This will be the last one. I mean, I can't do this all night. But I'm gonna do Black Sabbath next. I haven't done them yet. That'll be interesting because they had a bunch of different albums and different vocalists. But yeah, that's it for this. Thanks for watching. See you on the Black Sabbath video if you watch it. See you guys.